First full week back after the holidays. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2026. We've got a 2021 E63 that made a 2-hour drive in a snowstorm to get here for ECU, TCU, CPC software, scheduled maintenance, downpipes. So it's going to be an action-packed day, and we'll have this thing on the dyno end of the day to show you what it makes. Clean car, bone stock. We're just going to make it a little bit more exciting now. We're also going to do a black boost intake system. While everything is apart, we're going to do fresh plugs and coils and oil change as well on the car. I am flashing the ECU on the E63. Then I'm gonna flash the TCU. I've already flashed the CPC. I have to swap that into the car. Once that's done, we'll dyno it and show you some jams. I'm gonna guess it's gonna make 708 wheel horsepower. Let's see what it makes. Okay guys, I just finished flashing the car and dynoing it. As you saw, we're full stage 2, so ECU, TCU, CPC software. It's got our racing downpipes, and we have a Black Boost Gen 2 intake system. Car is on 94 octane. It's winter outside, so it's on winter blend gas. It tends to be a lower grade quality. We're at 731 all-wheel horsepower and 807 foot-pounds of torque at all 4 wheels. That's about 860 or so horsepower at the motor and about 950 foot-pounds of torque from a 4-door family sedan. A lot of people are always skeptical of these 800 plus horsepower numbers out of these German sedans, whether it's E63s or M5s, and they're always somewhat skeptical as to if that's actually real power. Well, if you're comparing it to a naturally aspirated, supercar from, 10 years ago, yeah, those cars are, considered slow these days. Turbocharging and forced induction is the way to go. So you're not really in need of a huge motor like back in the days where they had massive V12s, which only made 600 horsepower. You're getting that from a 4-liter V8, which has a low compression, a lot of fueling, direct injection, and 2 massive Borg-Warner twin-scroll turbochargers. With that, you can kind of say horsepower has become more accessible and cheaper. Now, these engines are made to be used in different variety of cars. In Mercedes terms, you have it in 4-door sedans, wagons. You'll have it in big G-Wagon or GLS SUVs, which are obviously going to be heavier. So they tend to be a little bit over-engineered as to what power they can actually handle. So that gives you a bit of headroom with some fun tuning you can do. Yeah, so all in all, horsepower is relatively cheap and accessible these days. You just have to make sure the car is properly and professionally tuned by someone who knows what they're doing, not someone that just cranks everything up to 11 and then you end up shooting rods out of the side of the block, because that will be an expensive day. If you check with Mercedes-Benz, this motor is north of $100,000 brand new, so do it properly. While we're on the subject of high horsepower, 800 plus horsepower German sedans and big V8s, here we have this really cool ECC 800 badge that we had designed and made. This is going to go in place of the OEM one. So this car makes about 860 crank horsepower. So I think the 800 one will be fitting enough. The badge itself probably adds 10 horsepower, we'll see. We also have the 900s, the 1000s, and the 1X, which is for the big cars like mine and Slavs. So if you come to us for our stage 2 and 3 and 3 plus packages, ask us about these. Maybe you'll be lucky to get one of these on your car.
Guys, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a bonus footage on the GT63. We've been quietly working on this for a while and finally made some progress. We're developing rolling anti-lag. We've had some early tests last year and I think even the year before where we were trying to make it work, but there was always an issue with actuation, specifically on these E63, GT63, or any car with the CPC in it. We were successful at getting this done for the AMG GTS, GTR, GTC, C63S up to 2018, and now finally we got it working on my GT. We'll make it work on the E63S as well, W213, the S classes with the M177 LS2, G-Wagons, whatever you want, we can do it. Now we're gonna give you a sample. So remember, when you see those brake lights come on, but you hear the car still accelerating, it's not brake boosting, because these cars don't have brake boosting while it's rolling. As soon as you press the brake and the gas together, it'll shut the throttle right away. So obviously we went through that, fixed it, and enabled anti-lag. It pulls timing, it adds fuel, it's a proper anti-lag. It's gonna be in 3rd gear, 4th and 5th. It's only going to be with an X amount of throttle input, so it doesn't come on all the time. And brake actuation is required to enable the feature to work. So while you're rolling in gear, manual mode, must be manual mode, no kick down. You'll lightly tap the brake pedal, press the throttle, and it'll engage anti-lag. We'll put a timer on, probably at either 4 or 5 seconds, so people don't over abuse it and damage their turbos or something else in the motor. 3rd gear, 28, whatever, 3000 RPM, It'll activate between 2500 and 5000, so anywhere in that range we can adjust that, make it higher, lower, whatever you want. So here's an example. Well guys, thanks for watching this episode. We're gonna do another one, like a deeper dive on the anti-lag in the future. So if you're interested, please subscribe, like, share, and we'll see you in the next one.